Firstly, I would like Sheikh Hafizul Ali sir to please provide a brief introduction and please switch on your camera.
Just 1 second, I think.
Okay.
Ani, by the time, ask introduction for self, sir.
Yeah, by the time
Uh,
I will start.
okay, sir. Sir, please provide your introduction.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you're audible, sir.
Yeah, just a minute. So, hello, hi guys. My name is Saif Ali
Hello,
Khan,
sir.
and I am a 23 pass out from LNCT Bhopal. Currently working as a full stack software developer in Cisco systems at Cisco IT. So, yeah, that's all about myself.
That's amazing, sir. That's nice to hear you, sir. Sheikh Hafizul sir, can you please provide your introduction?
Yeah, sure. Am I visible now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
All fine, sir.
So, hi team, this is Sheikh Ali, and I'm a technical consulting engineer here at Cisco Systems. Currently, I'm working in Catalyst Center team. I'm also a full-time developer at the TAC Engine, which is responsible for developing automation projects with Cisco TAC.
That's
So that
amazing,
is all.
sir. There was a glitch network issue. No, no, it's fine. Okay, sir. So can we proceed? Okay. So let's start the session with our interview-based questions. Remember, nothing is impossible when you have a determined and a hard-working approach to your goals. My first question comes is for Saif Ali Khan, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, just a second, sir. How was your journey of cracking a substantial placement? What steps did you follow to secure the package? And what advice would you give to our audience to help them break into big tech giants like Cisco?
So, the path that I followed actually it depends on individual how they prepare themselves and how they try to matlab in which roles they are focusing for what type of technology they are interested. So my journey was I started with cyber security as I was very inclined towards that. After having a bit of knowledge of cybersecurity, I tried to develop tools in cybersecurity with the help of Java, Python, and all. So that took me towards the development part also. And then the path that every student chooses to go to YouTube and start DSA, follow. I personally followed Striver's SD sheet for myself. Yeah, and
Striver
it
sheet.
is a yeah, it's Striver. And I actually at my time it was around 250 questions which he had in his sheet, but now he had I think he has accurated it in a very better way for placements. So my advice to all the students is that make your own journey, create your own path. And if you want to become a software developer and try to crack the big companies, the main thing that you have to focus on your coding skills. And with that, with the good DSA knowledge, and yeah, I was referring to one article there in which competitive programming was also mentioned. So, giving a glimpse on that, what I would suggest is be try to be a competitive programmer, but for getting a job, just for software development jobs, you don't need to be that much good in the competitive program. You should be better in DSA. You should be able to solve good number of questions on lead code and all. It will be, I guess, fine for anyone to crack Cisco or something. And Cisco also, like there are different roles for software developer, you need to follow these paths. But if you want to go into networking, again, the journey Sheikh might tell you more detail about.
Sheikh sir, would you like to please add on something onto it?
Yeah, sure. So as Saf mentioned, right? So if we are focusing on networking focused roles in Cisco, you should be very good at networking. First thing. Second thing, you should know in depth about the TCP stack, the TCP/IP stack of Internet Protocol. Because in my interview they had asked me about how do you troubleshoot a network issue that you might have faced. So
Hmm.
they wanted to understand, like, do you really understand the layers of TCP/IP or not? So that's a basic thing. Also, I had done CCNA course through my college, so that helped me in cracking the interviews as well. So it was very pivotal for me. And second thing, with programmability and automation coming to all the fields these days,
Yes,
it's
sir.
really important for everyone to understand how to at least code in a language like, let's say, Python, or at least JavaScript. And with the help of these languages you can not only enhance your networking skills, but you also need to have adequate amount of programming skills to excel in your job. So I think these two skills have been really helpful for me personally to score well in my interviews.
Okay, sir. That's amazing to hear you, sir. Thank you. Now, I would request Ojaswini to ask further questions.
Yeah. So, a very delightful evening, everybody present here. So, I would like to begin with the first question. That is, I want to ask that, sir, like facing challenges during placements are one of the most common thing, and usually everybody faces that. So, what were some of the major obstacles you encountered during your interview, and like how did you overcome them? Give us some insights about that. Can we start with Sheikh, sir?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, I had my fair share of issues in my interviews as well. But one of the toughest challenge I would tell you is that how do you try to understand the problem? Because see, problem solving is very important regardless of what job you're trying to look for, especially in engineering or IT. The biggest part of solving is also understanding the problem in the first place, right? So for me it was very difficult to understand the new terminologies that the interviewer asked me, because at times felt like, okay, I have heard them, but I'm not sure what exactly they mean, right? So that was one of the biggest challenge that I had faced. But yeah, ultimately, since if you prepare well and if you do excel in your academics and in your learning, that I think, yeah, those challenges are easy to cope up with.
Okay. Saf, sir, would you like to add on something?
I think Sheikh has covered almost, but few points that I'll add here is the way TMP prepared us for the interviews were actually good because our seniors helped us a lot by taking 4 to 5 mock interviews before getting up into actual interview. And similarly, I had one group of friends, so we were taking interviews in the interval of a week or 10 days to each other, so that built up the confidence for us. The from the senior that interviews the thing that you will drive, whatever you will mention in your resume or whatever you will give the interviewer, it will he will ask on the basis of that those things. So basically, you should be having confidence during your interviews. The main obstacle that I feel now also is the written exam, which comes before the interview. So where the lot of people, the luck matters and everything matters there, because the questions, there will be a lot of questions which is distributed by the computer and system. So sometimes the luck also matters in your written exam. So for the written exam, it was challenging for me. Main obstacle was there, but the interviews were quite smooth for me. Yeah.
All right, sir.
Sir,
That was great.
any of the topics that were frequently asked in written exams?
Written exams, so particularly for Cisco, I will say they were
Yes, sir.
asking the networking on the scenario based questions, not just what is DNS, what is TCP, and all. So as Cisco is a networking based company, so we could expect that from Cisco. But in every other companies, the title was almost same. They'll ask few question from uh, logical reasoning and from OS, from computer networking, one to coding questions. The level of the questions will depend upon the packages, whatever they're offering. So yeah, if you are able to solve medium lead code by your own, then I guess you'll be able to crack a lot of companies written exam.
Okay, all right, sir. My next question is similar to that of your package. So, sir, as we know, Cisco offer different packages for its employee. So, both of you, can you describe the factor that influenced the different packages you both received? And like, what advice would you give to all the juniors admiring for such high packages? Can we start with Sheikh, sir? Sir, you're not audible.
You are muted, Shay.
Okay.
Yep, I was talking on mute. Yeah, so I think yeah, the job role should matter the most in terms of what package is being offered. Every job role has a core, deliverables that needs to be fulfilled. So each engineer, let's say if it's a software developer, they need to work on building software, right? And there are some people, let's say, who are network engineers, so they would be focused more on networking. So for us and for Cisco as a company, right, I think uh, because we have almost a similar level of experience right out of college, we don't have much experience as working individuals. So I think the job role was one that made a lot of most of the difference actually.
Okay, sir, that was very good answer. Saf, sir, would you like to add on something?
Uh, Actually, Shay covered almost everything, whatever I was having in
You
mind.
tell your journey.
Huh?
You
Can you
tell
repeat
your
the question again? Can you repeat the question again?
yeah, one second. Sir, as we know, so Cisco offer different packages for its employee. So, like, what influenced you to have that different packages, and what advice do you want to give to all the juniors who are admiring for such high packages?
So, what Cisco or any other company does is, as I was mentioning in the previous question, that your return round decides a lot. So,
Yes.
on the basis of our written rounds, we got a job role selected by their side. We didn't select it by ourselves that we want to become a software developer or a network engineer. So, they decided it by their own software or system, whatever they have on their backend. So the same advice that I want to give everyone is the written test will matter the most. Interviews will be driven as you want. The main hurdle is your written test. So be
Okay.
prepared with it. That
Okay, sir.
will make the change. That will create the borders or whatever you want to say the difference in packaging.
All right, sir. Okay, so heading towards the next question. Sir, as our college has provided us with Cisco internship in like cybersecurity, packet tracer, and network essential. So, what if we pursue further internship with Cisco? Would it be beneficial for us, or would the chances of getting selected increases at Cisco? Can we hear it from Sheikh, sir?
Yeah, so in terms of resources, right, I think it's a very commendable job that our college is doing. The reason being that straight out of college, I don't think we have any such course which deals with CCNA or networking level concepts. So those resources actually help me to at least know the terms. Now, when you know the term, you actually start to use those terms, and then you should be able to deal with those in your interviews as well. So looking from that perspective, I think, yeah, for me personally, yeah, those resources helped very much. And second thing, those were actually the basis of my interview as well. So I would say, yeah, if anyone wants to target for Cisco, they should probably at least know something of networking. You cannot be like, okay, even if I am a software developer, or let's say if I'm a network engineer, you should have that networking understanding. You should have that understanding of basic CCNA concepts, right?
So, like computer network system subject is one of the important subject for the Cisco placements, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, it makes sense, right? Because you are going into a networking giant, and then if you say that, okay, I don't know what the session layer does, I don't know what the presentation layer does, People will bash you for that. It's not really something that's expected out of a Cisco employee, right?
Okay, all right, sir. Aditya, you can move ahead.
Sure. That was amazing. Moving ahead with further questions. Just a second. Sir, please share your college journey. What fun moments you had, what memories you made there, what learning you got from college that still heal you in in this corporate world. That strikes your mind that it was an amazing moment I have enjoyed in college.
I want to go with this one. So
Yes,
we
sir.
were the first COVID impacted batch. So since first year we were not in college, we didn't get a lot of chances to make memories and all. But I was from the college hostel, boys hostel.
Yes,
So
sir.
I made a lot of memories in the first few months. Like we did a lot of things. I don't want to talk
How
about
was
here
the
in the
online
interview.
sessions that time?
As an online session, it was a very new experience for everyone, even for teachers, for the students. The experience was like we were referring more to the internet content only. And in the classes, it was not able. I was actually not able to, relate that much as and my learning is also in this way only. I prefer more offline rather than online teaching or online courses and all. So it was not very suitable for me. But yet teachers are doing their best. Just LNCT created some platform, or I guess hired some platform.
So they had asked me that, let's say if my laptop is not able to connect to Wi-Fi, or let's say if I'm not able to log in, if I'm not able to visit Facebook.com. So how am I going to troubleshoot this issue? Like, so what is the first layer that I'm going to hit? Then where does the data goes from the presentation layer to the session layer, and then all those technical details of TCP/IP stack, right? And were focused more or less on uh, coding skills. So as I mentioned that I'm also a technical engineer on automation side. So I'm a full-time automation developer at Cisco Tech. So they expected me to know basics of Python and all those things. So they had asked me questions to solve few problems on Python, and they really want to understand you, like how you're troubleshooting or how you're trying to solve a problem. Because at the end, all of these technical roles, all of these engineering roles are, they are basically just problem solving only. And the next thing that I had, they just literally grilled me on my projects as well. So one of my, I guess, the managerial round, he talked with me on my projects like for 45 minutes. I'm like, you can imagine answers you would ask someone in a 45-minute session. So that was
That will be
really,
very difficult to answer all
That's
the
very
questions.
difficult, yeah.
it was not very difficult, I would say, especially if you are working on it first thing. So if you build that project right, you would be knowing ins and outs of the project, you would be knowing all the details of the project. But the thing was, it was a very healthy conversation for me as well. A lot of learning experience, a lot of experience on how differently you can look at the project. So one of the project that I had built using Flutter, my managerial round, that interviewer asked me about, why did you choose Flutter in the first place? So those questions I did not think before when I was starting, first starting with the project. Very rewarding experience throughout the interview for me.
Sir,
So
your
in
main
terms,
language is Java.
uh, I have worked with both of them. So I
Mhm.
would not consider any of them as my main language as per, because I really like C as well. So I'm a full-time C developer as well. I write a lot of low-level code. So I think, yeah, mostly I would consider C as my primary language. Third thing, I think, yeah. So for coding rounds and all those technical questions, it really specifies on the language that you are working on. Second thing, the how you drive the interview, right? So let's say if you mention something, that interview will frame a new question in your mind. That is where you can drive the interview. So you should mention something that you know about. Don't mention that you are not sure about. So that's where you can mess up that interview.
Okay, sir, that was really a great answer. My next question is also for you only. So, sir, as a technical consultant engineer at Cisco, what are some cutting edge technologies or solutions you are currently working upon there? Please share, sir.
So it's not easy, right? It's really I cannot explain that how amazing it is. First thing. Second thing, you should be able to know that what are the current challenge problems that we have in today's networking. So I'll give you a very brief understanding, right? So let's say that you have deployed 1000 switches. Let's say Cisco sold 1000 switches to some big customer, maybe Apple or Google. Now, if you want to configure those devices, it's a very big hassle to do it one by one, or
Yeah.
at least even in terms of automation, right? But the product that I'm working on is called Cisco Catalyst Center. It's a centralized cloud based platform to manage and view telemetry from your devices. And the most amazing thing about this Catalyst Center is we sort of like show telemetry to our users that what is happening at the network level. So let's say that you have a client connected to your let's say a switch. So you can know that what type of IP address that client is having, what is the device type the client is it a Linux machine, is it a Windows machine, is the client healthy or not, is client some doing some malicious activities. So all of those network level understanding we can get from that product. So I would highly recommend you to check this out on Google. You can find information there. You can find information there that tell you
Yeah.
more about this.
Okay. All right. Sure, sir. Okay. So next question is for both of you guys. So, like outside of your work, or like after your call, or after your office ends, what are your passion and your hobbies that you often follow? And like, how do you incorporate them in your daily life? Can we start with Seth, sir?
Because the question after the level of question that comes under graph after leaving.
But if you don't build a project, if you don't use it, so
Yes,
that's
sir.
the importance of projects. Yeah.
Sir,